Revelation 1358. From the 28th of March 1940. Work of Redemption. Spiritual Rebirth. Our heavenly friend is staying near you and tries to communicate with you in your thoughts. All gifts of the Spirit have to be offered in love and also received in love, and his effort now goes to establish a quite intimate contact, so that he can communicate to you uninhibitedly. He is assigned to you by the Father as your companion for the days on earth and therefore looks after you always and constantly. You owe it to his care that your will turned to this task, and now he tirelessly tries to cause you to accept what your heart has not yet completely assimilated. You have the will, but you still lack the understanding for one of the most important doctrines of faith, which has touched you only dimly so far, but must be recognized in all depth. The Lord now sends you information through your intimately connected teacher on the other side. Lightless is the state of a being that is unredeemed. Because redemption is liberation from darkness. Redemption is liberation of the spirit from bondage, and redemption is spiritual rebirth. Redemption is the state of the free versus the state of the bound. All guilt on earth presses man down to a burdened being, every sin ties man more and more to the earth, to the bound. Jesus Christ, however, redeemed mankind from the guilt of sin, that is, he lifted the banished state of mankind, he took this banishment upon himself, and gave himself up as a sacrifice of atonement for it through his death on the cross. The work of redemption is therefore the greatest work of mercy. It was made possible for man to leave the banished state by his will, it was left up to him to free himself from it or to live eternally under the pressure of the burden of sin. His will alone was enough to free himself from any bondage and to be able to enter the spheres of light, whereas before man was powerless and had to carry on the immense guilt that weighed on him, until the divine Redeemer also had mercy on these souls and gave them freedom through his death. Now, however, Christian doctrine demands a full confession of one's own guilt before the grace of the work of redemption can redeem this guilt. Man must first have recognized his sinfulness, he must know about his desolate condition, in order to be able to appreciate the divine mercy, which now declares itself ready to redeem this guilt of sin. In the knowledge of his guilt of sin, man must ask for the graces of the work of redemption and thus consciously place himself in the circle of those for whom the Lord died on the cross. His soul must want to become free and ask the heavenly Redeemer to have also taken care of him. Furthermore, in the knowledge of its guilt, it must renounce all evil and strive to lead a life pleasing to God. It must ask for mercy and thus consciously make use of the Lord's work of redemption. Amen.